Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome to a FIFA 18 pack opening video. It has in fact been a while since I last uploaded the video to my channel, coming up on probably a week now. And that is because, of course, as you guys know, I've broken my hand, so as a result, content pretty hard to create at the moment. And as a result, things are going to be slowed down across the channel. But with Team of the Season being around and obviously pack openings being pretty hyped at the moment, we've fortunately still got some decent content put out for you guys. And today, we're in fact going to be opening up some guaranteed Team of the Season packs. So this video is not only going to be a pack opening, I'm also going to be telling you guys about the current situation and why videos have been slow. So going into a bit more in depth about my broken hand, hopefully the recovery time and just stuff in the meantime, what I'm going to be bringing out on my YouTube channel. Before we do go into that though, I'm going to tell you guys about the Qutee Giveaway that you can find a link to in the description down below. So Qutee have actually decided to extend the giveaway, and that is because they have increased the prize pool. So you can now win yourself like a PlayStation 4, a Xbox One, a high-end graphics card, as well as the previous prizes of, I think it was £1,000 worth of Amazon gift codes. So you can find a link to the Qutee thread in the description down below. All you want to do is know about your guys' experiences with gaming. So whether you've had a positive experience, maybe it has influenced your life, you never know, maybe it's influenced your job as it has for me, and just essentially your guys' experiences with gaming. So you can find a link to that Qutee thread in the description down below. But anyway, with that out of the way, I'm going to talk you guys through my current hand situation. So during this section, I'm in fact going to be playing some footage in the background of packs that I opened for the Bundesliga Team of the Season. And then at the end of this video, we are in fact going to go into some live reactions with the SBC packs. Of course, they're going to be guaranteed Team of the Season packs. But for this section, I'm going to be talking about the hand whilst actually playing some footage in the background. So for those of you that don't know, last weekend, unfortunately, I broke my little finger. So you might be looking at this hand cast and thinking, for a little finger, that's quite excessive. That is also my thoughts, to be honest, but unfortunately, a pretty bad break. Essentially completely snapped the finger in half. When I originally done it, I did initially look down at my hand because it was playing cricket, so it's like a compact injury. The ball struck my hand and I instantly looked down and knew something wasn't right. Didn't have any pain, couldn't feel the finger, so it had pretty much gone numb instantly. And I did look down, and unfortunately, as this section here of the finger, not sure if you guys can see that too well. It is this section. I will in fact include a photo so you guys can see the break better. But I looked down and it was essentially sticking out like a triangle. So completely in the wrong direction. The x-ray that I will put up on the screen was in fact after I broke the finger back myself. So you might be wondering, well, what do you mean about that? After initially looking down at my finger after the injury, I knew it was pretty severe. So whilst I was in a state of shock, and like I mentioned, whilst I had no pain in the current area, I decided to yank on it about 5 times as hard as possible. So I looked down, saw it as completely messed up, pulled it straight as hard as I could about 5 times, and then I actually got a massive pain relief and felt a big pop in my finger. So it must have been severely broken because I actually managed to snap it back straight. So I got it into a decent position, as you guys can see by the x-ray, but still not good enough for recovery. So a couple of hours later, I did in fact go to A&E. I had an x-ray done. They explained the situation, told me it was a pretty severe break. And even though I'd re-broke it back myself, which was a good thing to do to aid recovery, it unfortunately wasn't good enough. So they told me that they'd in fact have to break it again, so put me under like a little bit of gas, like laughing gas essentially. Wasn't going to put me asleep or anything for a surgery. They were in fact just going to give me some gas to help ease the pain, and then in fact try and break it again. So essentially breaking my finger 3 times in one day. So they went ahead and done that, and again had to have an x-ray to see whether the re-break was good enough. Unfortunately, even though they did try, the re-break wasn't quite good enough, and as a result they discussed my case in like a trauma meeting. Seems all a bit excessive in my opinion for a little finger. But yeah, the lady at A&E said that there'd be a trauma meeting regarding my case, and I'd find out over the next day whether I'd in fact need surgery or just allow it to heal in the current position that it was in, which unfortunately still was pretty offset. I got a phone call a day or 2 later, and it was in fact a surgeon saying that I'd have to go in for surgery under general anaesthetic, so they do in fact put you to sleep, and I'd need either a K-wire or plating put into my hand in order to get the structure of the bone back into the correct position. So even though I did in fact break my finger 3 times in one day, unfortunately my road to recovery hadn't even begun yet, as I did have to go in for surgery a couple of days later. So I broke the hand I broke my little finger on Saturday, and by Wednesday I was going in for surgery. So by the time surgery had come around, to be fair, the pain in my hand had pretty much eased off. Maybe it was starting to recover itself already, I have no idea. But unfortunately, with me being pretty young, they wanted it to recover in the perfect position. And because the re-break that they had done wasn't quite right, if it had set completely and started to recover in the position that they'd done it in prior to surgery, it wouldn't have healed successfully. So I had to go in for surgery, like I did mention. I was meant to be going under for like 1 hour maximum. They said 30 minutes to an hour to do the surgery. Unfortunately, I went in at 10 a.m. and I only come out at 10 p.m. So I was in hospital all day. I was under general anaesthetic for 3 hours. The surgery was a lot worse than they expected. The break was a lot worse than they expected. They had problems with my tendons and ligaments. Couldn't get the wiring in place. So it was all just a bit of a nightmare really for a little finger. When the surgeon, in fact, told me that I'd have to go for surgery, I was like, can you guys not just chop this off? It seems a little bit excessive just for a little finger. Obviously in a joking fashion, but I was reassured that everything would be alright in the end, and to be fair, it is now. They managed to get the plating in after 3 hours, which should have took 30 minutes, but they got there in the end. Unfortunately, now it's just going to be a long road recovery, I guess, because they said around 6 to 8 weeks before I can start doing my activities again. So after I did in fact have the surgery under the general anaesthetic, I don't know if you guys have ever been put under for a surgery before. I did not go well with the fluids that they give you or whatever to put you to sleep. When I come round, I was forgetting to breathe, I was throwing up, I just felt terrible. I've got an 80-year-old grandmother who has had quite a few surgeries in the last year, and when they put her under, she's absolutely fine. So I was expecting myself personally, obviously being 24 years old, not an 80-year-old elderly person, I thought, yeah, okay, this is going to be a walk in the park. Not so. Honestly, that stuff was absolutely horrible. For a couple of days afterwards, I felt just terrible. But I'm happy that they put me to sleep instead of actually operating on me awake, of course. But yeah, that was a pretty traumatic experience. I didn't expect myself to react so badly with the general anaesthetic. But anyway, like I did mention, even though it did take them a lot longer than expected, fortunately now, they have in fact got the plate in my hand. Everything is all sorted. It's all stitched back up because they did in fact have to make an incision, of course, to put the plate into my hand. And I'm going for fracture clinic appointment in a couple of days' time just to check up on it. I'm not sure how long they're going to have to keep this cast on for. As you can see, it is pretty big. There's no way I can hold the controller, do any sniping packs. Is probably the best thing I can do. And still then, like, I don't really have any feeling in my little finger right now. And obviously the two next to it are pretty much held in place by the cast that has been put onto my hand. So I'm hoping when I do go for my fracture clinic appointment that they're going to remove all this and maybe just tie 2 fingers together with a bit of a splint, which is what I had originally before I did go in for surgery. I'm assuming this cast is mainly because I've got an open wound on my hand and to allow the stitches to heal, and I'm hoping that this is not going to be a long-term arrangement. So that is what I know up to date, and when I do go for my first fracture clinic appointment, I'll keep you guys updated and let you know if anything does in fact change. So basically, rundown, 6 to 8 weeks for recovery. Currently got a metal plate in my hand alongside my little finger to try and aid the recovery. And yeah, basically just a big massive commotion, all for a broken little finger in my opinion. But fortunately, things heading in the right direction from now on, and be able to get back sniping, get back doing videos as soon as possible. But anyway guys, with the story time out the way about my hand situation, I did promise we are in fact going to be opening up some Bundesliga Team of the Season player packs. This is going to be on my main account, so if I do get a Goretzka or anybody along those lines, I'm going to be super hyped, even though unfortunately going to be a while since I can play with them. Nonetheless, it is always nice to have high rated players in your own club. This is in fact my main account, so here's hoping we get someone decent. I haven't in fact packed a Bundesliga Team of the Season card yet, even though I have in fact opened up a fair few amount of packs, as you did see during the story time. It is going to be Brazilian Ronaldo. Wait, this card looks insane. That is a sick pack pull. Now there was actually a card that I do use in some of my squads as well. Wait, this is an insane player to get. I am so happy to get this one. I've been using this 87 rated inform. This card as well, by the way. I do believe he is 84 rated at striker. If you look at his stats, 80 pace. I mean, every stat is above 80. Then you've got 95 defending, 90 physical, and 85 shooting for a centre back. Absolute insane card to pack pull, and I am very happy to get this on my main account. Not only do we have this one pack to open up, guys, but also another one with a live reaction. So we'll go ahead and jump over to the second account now, open it up, and hopefully get ourselves another insane pack pull like this Naldo. Okay then, guys, so on to the second account to finish up with another Bundesliga Team of the Season player pack. This is in fact on the account of a subscriber called Bluebird. We'll put a link to his channel in the description down below. All the packs that you saw during story time were in fact on his account as well. He did in fact hear about my hand situation, being a Twitch viewer, and decided to actually give me his account to open up a ton of packs. That was incredibly generous of him, and basically this video would not be possible without Bluebird, so we'll link his YouTube channel in the description down below if you guys want to go drop him a sub to say thank you. Anyway, onto his account for our final pack of the video. Hopefully get something just as good for him that I got for myself. Naldo being an insane pack pull. Could you imagine if we did in fact get Goretzka? Austrian attacking midfielder. This is actually really not a good one. This is probably one of the worst, right? The card looks okay, don't get me wrong, but all Team of the Season cards look good. 80 pace, 91 shooting, 90... I mean, like I mentioned, the card does look good. But every Team of the Season this year, apart from probably Sergio Busquets, has been pretty potato. It is a duplicate. Now, I'm not sure that's because he's already got this guy from, I don't know, some sort of SBC, and he is untradeable, or whether he does in fact use the card. If he used the card, that'd be pretty decent. Both of them are untradeable. That is a disaster for him. So I was hoping maybe he's purchased the card off the market because he does in fact like using this player. But in fact it looks like it's just the one that he already has in the club. So a nightmare there unfortunately for Bluebird. But nonetheless, brings us up to the end of this Bundesliga pack opening. Obviously, probably been a pretty long video, just explaining to you guys like the current situation. I know a lot of people did want to get filled in now, so even though the content may not have been the greatest in this one, it's just letting you guys know what's going on at the moment with the YouTube channel. Hopefully produce as much content as possible. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, then make sure to smash the like button. If we can hit 1,000 likes, that would be insane. If there are any updates, I'll let you guys know on my Twitter page. So again, link in the description to that. Other than that, all I know is I'm going for Fracture Clinic in a couple of days' time, and we're just going to take it from there. But other than that, unfortunately, this mention does bring us to the end of this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the Bundesliga Team of the Season packs. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Hopefully, I will see you guys next time.